Hey guys, Retro Reviews here again with another Transformers video review, and this time I'll be taking a look at the Robots in Disguise Mega Class Sky-Byte figure. And, well, first of all, the stand doesn't come with the figure. This is a Tamashii Act 4 stand. I just have a couple arms holding it up because it's the best way to display him in his shark mode right now. And so yeah, he is a great white shark. Does look, he's a like a techno-organic great white shark. The techno-organic kind parts just kind of look like the shark skin's actually pulled off to reveal mechanical detail underneath. And his body is full of that. The original use of this mold was the Maximal Cyber Shark from the Transmetal 2 toy line, so that explains why he's like a mixture of both the like the whole techno-organic kind of look to him. He was a Beast Wars Transmetal 2 Maximal, so there's that going on. One detail I really do like in this mode is the fact that this eye has that really sharp looking pupil on it, whereas this eye with the scar on it just has kind of like a robotic red eye. So a lot of asymmetrical detailing going on this figure, and I do like it a lot, how it comes out. For play features, he does have this gimmick right here where, we're going to kind of pull him down a little bit, but there is a gear function in here, and if you get in there, we're going to go ahead and take the stand off because we don't really need it anymore. But if you get in there, you can get your finger in there, and it does spin the tail fin around. He doesn't really have that much else for play features. You can open up his mouth and reveal his rocket launcher, which I am missing the missiles, unfortunately. But even with the missiles in, it doesn't fit very well. So I tend to just leave them out anyways, even if I had them. But as you see, he does start to like pull, because of the weight of some of the parts and the looseness of the joints, he does pull himself apart a little bit for the transformation, and that's why he was on the stand too, is because if I go to set him down on the floor, this happens. But so size comparisons, here we can go ahead and compare him to what $20 around today's market gets you, compared to about same price 20 years ago. So we got compared next to a deluxe class figure. Don't really have any of the figures in beast mode to compare him next to of the other Predacons, but maybe if I get him stood up. There he actually is standing. But we'll just bring Slapper in for this real quick comparison. He's in robot mode, but you can see about how big the Sky-Byte figure is. And now he does have a the instructions do state that this is a mode, and it's a carryover from the Predacon, or from the Maximal Cyber Shark release, where pretty much all the Transmetal and Transmetal 2 figures had a third mode to transform into. And so we're going to start this one here. It's in attack mode. It's not really like a transport mode or anything like that. It's called an attack mode in the instructions. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by pulling these panels up and folding out those bits on the tail. And then we're going to rotate that up and around so it's pointing forward. And then we're going to open the top of the shark head to get better clearance to the missile launcher. And that is the attack mode. Not a lot going on with it different, it's just he's in attack mode now. And so, yeah, so from here we're going to go ahead and go on to the transformation to robot mode. So we're going to come here and get the gun removed from the mouth and extend the legs out. And I do not know how to... I'm going to close that up for right now. I'm going to kind of get this going up a little bit so I can hopefully try to get all of this on camera. This one is a little bit weird on how to transform it, and you have to do everything in a very meticulous way, otherwise the figure does come apart and then pieces don't want to line up where it's supposed to and just becomes a whole mess. So come on, there we go. So we're gonna get the these panels pulled apart away from the body, and they're on C-clipped joints and a ball joint on this piece, which swivels up and down. So as of right now, we're gonna get those pieces swiveled up and get them out of the way. And then we're going to come here to this tail fin here, or this dorsal fin, and we're going to unpeg that. And then we're also going to continue to move those sections back as we move this whole section forward. Also trying to make sure that these aren't getting in the way either. But once we get to this point, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and get the arms folded out of the way, and then we're going to bring these clips here on the waist into this section right here. So that's going to all come in and clip together. Then just kind of work on getting the arms out of the way. And then, yeah, so this whole section here, we're going to try to take this and get this configured to where they're sitting over his shoulders, and then take this section here and kind of just move it back behind the arm. And also, when your figure's as old and as used as mine, those ball joints don't hold on nearly as well as you want them to anymore. Or they're holding on, they're just really loose and wobbly. So yeah, do the same on this side, get that whole section moved around, and then try to get all this rotated with it clashing in to everything. And then just bring the arm down, and then rotate this arm into place, and then open back the claw since I closed it during the transformation. And there we have Sky-Byte in his robot mode. Now, real quick, look at that head sculpt. There we go. We got a really nice head sculpt going on here. I do like the sneer that he's got with the molded in teeth. I do like the painted eyes. This nice pink color. I don't know how well it's coming on camera, but the this eye is actually textured a little bit more than this eye. This eye's kind of got a little bit of a cybernetic texture to it, whereas this eye is just straight painted pink, and you can't see that because I pulled it off camera. But okay, yeah, that's at least on my camera's viewfinder, that is coming off exceptionally well. So, yeah. And some other details that we have going on is we also have his chest with this whole new other shark-like design going on. We've got eyes on the front of his chest that are inexplicably here. I've never understood that about this figure's design, is that he's got eyes on it, like what's supposed to be his shark eyes, I guess, on his chest. And we've also got teeth in here too. But then we also do have a Predacon spark crystal in there. And that would be his, he would utilize that as an attack. That would be his Tsunami Blaster, was his attack in the show. And posability wise, he is actually really well posable. However, a lot of it gets hampered by the shark kibble. And so we'll go ahead and look at the posability. He does have a swivel in the neck for 360-degree head articulation, as well as both shoulders are on ball joints. And then this arm, unfortunately, has the ball joint cut on the inside without any wrist articulation, so he can do that pose with his arm. And then this arm, this is just a, it does have a hinge at the bicep, just above the elbow, and then it does have a bend at the elbow for almost 90-degree either way. And then, of course, we do still have the ability to use his claw spinning gimmick. And then no waist articulation. I forgot to turn my phone off. But no waist articulation. And knees are double hinged, which I just broke the transformation and gave him an ab crunch. Yeah, knees are double hinged. And toe can bend down, but the ankle can also rotate left and right. So, not bad in terms of posability. Some of it could be a little bit better, but also, well, I forgot to mention hips. They can split out that far, and then kick forward that far, and then back that far before it starts clashing into the kibble, and it's really, really intrusive kibble there. But yeah, kibble issues aside, this is a pretty good figure. It would be a lot better for the articulation if it wasn't for the kibble, and for the fact that this elbow does the bicep curling thing that not just me, but a lot of collectors and action figure enthusiasts hate. Because if you're gonna bend it this way, at least give some wrist articulation as well. Like, that's all it needs, is just a hinge in, or a swivel in the wrist, and it would be otherwise, and it would be almost perfect if it wasn't for the kibble. It'd be perfect if it wasn't for the kibble and the wrist. Then he can plug his weapon back in. Like so. And yeah, that's also the problem with the bicep curling arms. But yeah, he could do that, so that's fine. So now, for size comparison, let's first go ahead and compare him next to a modern day figure, and then we'll go to some figures similar in, or from the same toy line as him. So we're going to start with the Siege Optimus Prime here. And as you can see, about the same size, all said and done. Kibble aside on Sky-Byte, but yeah, he's got about the same height. He's pretty much the same height as the Siege Optimus Prime here. Now next to Optimus Prime in his standard robot mode, Optimus is significantly taller, like a head taller in this mode than Sky-Byte, which feels a bit appropriate. So we can get him out of here now. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at all of the Predacons here. First, I'm going to put him side by side next to Megatron so you can see that size comparison. About the same as the comparison between him and Optimus. So we'll kind of get these guys a little bit more towards the back. And then get the rest of the Predacon army in here. Alright, so there is essentially the entire lineup of Predacons for the show. Now, we do have some additional Predacons that were released in the toy line and a repaint of Megatron to go over at a later date once I actually get that figure, but so yeah, that's pretty much the entire lineup of Predacons until we get the Decepticons in play. So now Sky-Byte is a pretty exceptional figure. Really fun, all things considered. He does have a very complex transformation, but it's not that difficult. The most difficult part about his transformation is the fact that a lot of kibble tends to get in the way of everything. So overall, I do really like the figure. It's very hard to pass up, and considering that he is like the big breakout character of Robots in Disguise, he's got a lot of fan backing for him, so that's really good too. So if you do like Sky-Byte, I do highly recommend picking this figure up. He's a great figure to have in the collection. He does look good compared or standing next to the rest of the lineup of Predacons. He is a great character in the show and pretty much the biggest breakout character from that show. And yeah, this is the original form of Sky-Byte, and we've seen recently in the last few years new iterations of Sky-Byte. So it all traces back to him, the Cyber Shark remold. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and if you like Sky-Byte, I do highly recommend picking him up. And anyways, this has been Ratchet Reviews. I hope you guys liked this video review, and I will see you again next time. Bye.